Hi, this is James Gordon Torley here with Book Review. Now, before we begin the video, I had the same issue that I had with the last review where I picked out one book, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and I ended up not liking it, so I ended up going to a different book, and then the book that I pulled out, it starts to literally fall apart, so I had to abandon that book and go to something else, as I'll have to get a replacement for that one book I was reading that just started falling apart of me. Maybe the upcoming book right, I might find a copy of it, maybe. But anyway, so the book I'll be reviewing today, Planet of the Apes by Pierre Boulle. This was first published in France by Editions Julliard in 1963. Then it was published in English in June 1963. This edition is from Del Rey, and it's from May 2001. This was a reread. I read this book a very long time ago, and I really liked this book. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun reading this book again. The author doesn't waste any time with the story. He has like a short opening scene, and then he just gets right to the main story of the book, and it's just a lot of fun reading. It's this thrilling adventure story with interesting characters and locations that it goes to, and overall, I really enjoyed the book, and there was not really anything I didn't like with it. I actually felt that the novel, in my opinion, is a lot better than the 1968 film of the same name. While that film I still enjoy for what it is, but I find the book way better than the film. As I really don't like any of the other the film series that they've done with this that's loosely based on the books, like this whole prequel series. I'm not interested in it. I think it would be better if they could make a film that falls more closely to the original book than what the films have diverted from. But anyway, this was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. If you have not read Planet of the Apes by Pierre Boulle, I definitely highly recommend you check it out. Alright, on to the book review. Plot. A wealthy couple on vacation on their spear-shaped spaceship that's sailing through space. Both Jen and Phyllis have been traveling around space to see other planets and solar systems, as their massive ship has everything they'll need to travel these long trips. While relaxing on their lawn chairs as the couple is tanning with three suns facing them, Jen suddenly notices something shiny floating in space. She alerts her husband Phyllis, and he too sees this shiny object. As it gets closer to their ship, they both see it's a bottle with something inside of it. Putting on a diving suit, Phyllis goes out into space while tied with rope as his wife carefully guides the ship closer to the bottle as he's able to reach for it. Once back on board the ship, the couple discovers a manuscript inside the bottle as Phyllis begins reading the pages written by a French journalist, Ulysse Moreau, who fled Earth and is living in a spaceship with everything he needs to keep him and his family alive. His manuscript is the first-hand account of the trip and what happened. In 2500, Ulysse was part of a space crew traveling to visit a massive star, Betelgeuse, or known as Alpha Orionis, by astronomers. Also close to the star is the forest planet Solor. With him is physicist Arthur Levane and a rich professor, Antel. Also with them is the pet chimpanzee Hector, who assists Antel. The ship has a garden along with animal and plant life to keep the crew alive on long trips, as it will take them 2 years to reach Betelgeuse. Once they reach the star, the crew observes the star from space, then goes to Soror to study the planet itself. After studying the star, the crew then lands on Soror, and when they discover the planet has breathable air, the crew move their spacesuits armed with carbines and begin exploring the nearby forest with Hector. They hear the sound of a waterfalls while both Ulysse and Arthur strip out of their clothing to go swimming, as Antel refuses to join them. Then a beautiful naked woman with golden skin appears, at first shy and cannot speak, but approaches both men and has them join her as they swim and play together. And it isn't long till more naked men and women with golden skin show up and begin swimming. Ulysse names the woman Nova. However, when Hector joins the group, Nova becomes frightened and attacks Hector, as she is able to kill him before anyone can react. But then the group hears the sound of helicopters followed by large trucks approaching the area. The people quickly flee as large apes wearing sporting outfits and armed with double-barrel guns begin firing on the humans. Nova flees as Arthur is killed during the shooting. Antel is nowhere to be found as Ulysses flees but is later captured by apes as some pose with the dead humans they hunted with pictures taken from female gorillas. Ulysses is taken to the city where he sees more apes acting as soldiers and policemen, orangutans as police or religious figures, and chimpanzees as scientists. The three species of monkey have their own clothing, vehicles, society, and language to which none of them understand what Ulysses is saying as he's placed in a cage with other captured humans. He sees that Nova is still alive but no signs of Antel. Adjusting to living in a cage, Ulysses tries breaking out of the cage, but the bars are too strong and is acting like the other humans. He then tries communicating with the apes who are shocked to see a human speaking in a language they never heard of. After days of displaying his communication skills leads to the head chimpanzee researcher, Zura, who takes an interest in Ulysses. Zura begins a series of tests and experiments with Ulysses as she is amazed to see a human with more intelligence than the others, along with able to figure out puzzles. However, Xeris, head director of the science board, doesn't believe that Ulysses is smarter than the rest of the humans and tries to sabotage Zera's test by driving Ulysses crazy. But he is able to keep his insanity intact and display more of his intelligence to Zera as she is able to get him out of the cage and bring him to her house. Within a week, both Ulysses is able to learn the language of the monkeys and is able to teach Zera how to speak French. He also meets her fiancé, Cornelius, an archaeologist. Together, they want to prove to others that Ulysses is related to the other humans they have been studying. However, they need solid evidence to prove this, as Xeris threatens to take Ulysses away if they have failed along with the other humans. Ulysses wants Nova to join them, as Zero states she'll try it, but if only he can prove to the other researchers and scientists how smart and intelligent he is. Zero gives Ulysses books to read along with having Nova staying in the same cage as the two begin bonding closer to each other. After waiting weeks, Ulysses is given the chance to show his intelligence and skills to the other head researchers and scientists, with apes watching as well. Ulysses talks about the human history along with the planet he came from and many other things. The crowd applauds and cheers as Zero has proven that humans are smart as they are and has earned his rights to be part of their society. While some reject this, however, Cornelius plans to have Ulysses work together to study more of human history along with getting his own apartment, clothes, and freeing Nova. However, during an archaeology dig out in the desert, Cornelius' team makes a shocking discovery about the human history which causes a ripple within the science board along with tension between the chimpanzees and apes that threatens them. Cornelius comes up with a plan to escape Soar to save not only themselves but Ulysses and his wife Nova before it's too late. But what awaits them when they reach Earth? Planet of the Apes is an amazing adventure story, very detailed, no slow pacing or unwanted filler, and a good cast of characters to follow within this story. Pierre Boulle writes a very good sci-fi adventure story. I really liked reading the scenes of the monkeys and the apes living within their own world. There wasn't anything I disliked with the novel. I really enjoyed it from start to finish and loved the plot twist at the end. As for the 1968 film Planet of the Apes, changes around many things for the novel, including cutting many scenes I liked, including the ending. While I still like the film, however, I prefer the novel as I like its plot better, along with the twist at the end. Overall, I highly recommend Planet of the Apes, as it's a great sci-fi classic that everyone should read. You won't be disappointed by it. That's our review today. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I had a lot of fun reading Planet of the Apes again. It's a very fun book. It's not action. It's just, sci-fi adventure, and I'm fine with that. There's a lot of scenes that I really like in the book, but I just love the whole idea of basically you got apes, chimpanzees, and orangutans that have their own society. They have their own clothing, language, and vehicles that they drive in, all kinds of stuff. It's their own world, and humans are like the lesser species to them. And you got the two sides that are clashing. You got the chimpanzees that are more scientific, are trying to prove things with science. You got the apes that just want to do things with violence all the time and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. While Xeris is not really a villain as he is portrayed in the film, he's a character that kind of makes like a small appearance here and there in the book, but I didn't mind that. There's no characters I really disliked in the story. I pretty much enjoyed all the characters that I follow in the story. The one thing I will say that I kind of wish there was more of, we see a lot of apes and chimpanzees in the book. I wish there was more orangutans. I wish there was more of them, as I felt there was less of them in the story. But overall, I really enjoyed Planet of the Apes. I like the fact that it's more adult themed compared to the '68 film of the same name, where it's a lot of the stuff was toned down and heavily edited to get the PG rating, which I would have preferred if the film could have been rated R to have more of what's in the book. That's my favorite scenes. I like where the astronauts they land on the planet and then they find the waterfalls with these humans with golden skin and they see like these really like um, muscular men and beautiful women with golden skin. That scene I really liked. I wish that could have been the movie, but overall I really enjoyed the book. I just had a lot of fun with it. There's nothing I really dislike with it. I feel that it moves at a good pace. It's no unwanted filler. It just has a little introduction and then it just gets right to the main plot of the story, and I like that. And I love the twist at the end. I'm not going to reveal what that is. You have to read that for yourself. Um, as for the film, the same name, I don't mind it. Like the original film was okay, but I find the book is way better. And I'm as I said at the beginning, I saw the first series, the first prequel series of the Apes, and the first two films were okay. I didn't like the third one, and I don't like the fact that the titles are such a mouthful to say. Like they're too long. I wish it would just be a shortened title. I feel like they got like these films got to include Planet of the Apes in all the titles, and they got to add to it. It's just like a mouthful to say the whole thing. I wish they just make a shorter title, but yeah. So I enjoyed the book, and I highly recommend if you have not read it. One thing I want to touch upon before I end this video, I said at the beginning, I originally was going to read Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and I am not liking that book. I tried it, I just didn't like the way it was written, and it was a bit different than what I thought it was going to be, so I called it quits on that book. And then I pulled out another book that I was interested in reading, only for the book to start falling apart on me, so I was forced to stop reading that book because there was no point reading a book that was just going to be falling apart. So I ended up going to a book that I've already read to get something review soon before this month is over. I've decided for now on I'm not going to reveal at the end of each video what book I'm reading next. So each time I post a review, you will not know what I'll be reading next. Only I do, and then you'll find out, of course, when I post the video. Because I don't want to disappoint people watching, expecting me to do a review of a book and I'm not liking it. I go to something else and be like, oh, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that book. So I'm not, I'm gonna not reveal what book I'm be reading at the end of each video from now on. And let's see, I originally was going to try to squeeze in another book review, but this month is almost over, and I don't feel like rushing it, so I've decided to move on with the first big book series that I've been wanting to do on the channel for quite a long time. So I'll reveal what the series I'll be doing. So I'm going to get started on this book today, actually. I'm going to begin reading the James Bond series by Ian Fleming. This is going to be a 14-book series. So it's a lot of books. However, they're not that thick. Well, some of them are a bit thicker than others, but they're mostly like short novels. So if I get through this series in a good timely manner, then I will do some more. I'll just read some more books, some other books I picked out. Then I'll move on to my next series I have planned out. And if I get that done in a timely manner, then I'll just read some more books, or just go to the third book series I have planned out. As I got 4 book series planned for this month. The one that obviously for October is the October Terror, where I read nothing but horror for that whole month. So I want to try to get more horror books into the month of October. Then I got 3 other books. As I said, the James Bond series, and I got 2 others I'll be reading this year. So hopefully I get some more book series on this channel, which I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. And next year I'll definitely do some more book series, as I got a lot of series to go through my shelves. Alright, that's it for the video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe to Octoro Library, the YouTube channel, and the group of the same name. Please support your review of fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.